Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Japan Grand Prix race live watch along. Yes, we are here for the Japanese Grand Prix. And yes, the race is getting underway very shortly, so very much looking forward to it. Obviously, we got Max Verstappen on pole, then you have the two McLarens starting behind him. I mean, I still can't believe that banker lap Max Verstappen put in yesterday. Absolutely unbelievable, people. It really was. Of course, like Yuki Tsunoda missed out on Q3 yesterday, so he'll be looking for a strong race. He really will be. And yeah, big up to every single one of you live locks in this morning. Much appreciated. At least we are on time for the race this morning. Yes, I know I'm a bit late starting the stream again, but later on time for the race where yesterday we missed a bit in Q1, but yep, I remembered to set my alarm this time, so no stinker and hugs moment this time. As I subscriber Michael Chelsea yesterday said earlier on. But yeah, very much looking forward to this race. Of course, my favourite corner at this circuit is Spoon Corner. I love it. I mean, Spoon Corner is just absolutely unbelievable. The end of the day. There you go. Looking back overcast. Wonder if it's actually wet. Well, we'll soon see. Just looks a bit misty and cloudy at the moment. Stroll, Duran, Ocon, Bortoletto. Just run down the grid. Hulkenberg is Sainz. Tsunoda, Lawson, Alonso, Gasly, Behrman, Albon, Houghton, Hajar, who was my star qualifying, Antonelli, Russell, and Leclerc, Piastri, and Norris and Verstappen on the front row. Yes, that is your grid. The 2025 Japanese Grand Prix. Look at the atmosphere. Look at the crowd. Unbelievable. At the moment, it's looking dry. Looks like in the moment we're starting on the dry tyres. So, yeah, that's going to make things interesting. And then there's some kids again. They showed yesterday wearing Red Bull overalls, McLaren overalls, and Ferrari overalls. I mean, Max Verstappen to put that Red Bull on pole yesterday. Absolutely unbelievable. Oh, Stefano. Oh, Stefano Di McCarthy. I mean, my goodness, he makes some controversial decisions, doesn't he? I mean, at times he needs to get in the bin. Yeah, so far it looks like all the cars are starting on dry tyres. So we are getting ready for the parade lap now, the warm-up lap. Yep, green. Yep. A lot was starting on the medium tires. Houghton on the hards. Wow, that's interesting. Borsalese on hards and Ocon. So three of them on hards, majority of them on mediums, a couple on the softs. So this should make things very interesting. But yeah, I'm surprised my driver starting on the hards, to be honest. Maybe the plan is to go long with my driver. Who knows, to be honest. But yep, of course, Norris leads the championship still, Verstappen second. But you feel this is a huge race for my team, Ferrari. We need to try and get as much points out this Grand Prix as possible because we had a very average start to the season. Nowhere near stable for my elite high standards at the end of the day. Let's get the narrative right here, people. Yeah, let's absolutely get the narrative right. But I am just shell shocked how one of the McLarens did not stick out on pole position yesterday. You can argue and say that they both bottled it, which you know they did. So one of them should have been on pole, but at the same time, you have to give Max credit. What an unbelievable start! But if it stays dry, then I feel McLaren will be favourites to win this race. But if Norris can jump his championship rival at the start, then ideal, because then hopefully he can take control in this Grand Prix. $255,000 weekend attendance at Suzuka. Wow, that's a good turnout. I thought the numbers are quite high, to be honest. Of course, here comes Yuki Tsunoda come into the grid. We just showed him onboard footage of him. Actually, Bottas there sat on the Mercedes pit wall. Of course, he's reserve driver now, just waiting for the final drivers to take their starting positions. Then we will have the 5 red lights. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And it's lights out and away we go. And it's a good start by Max Verstappen. As Lando Norris is going to try and come at Max Verstappen. But the Red Bull gets off the line well. So do the two McLarens. So do the two Mercedes. So far, everyone keeping it clean. But a good start by Max Verstappen. Norris tried to make a lunge, but not enough room. Look at that Suzuka wheel. That is lovely. Yeah, look like everyone got a clean start. Max Verstappen leads away from Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Looks like Stroll and Doohan there and it being a race. They're side by side drinking chocolate lunch. Stroll, Jack Doohan. Or was that Alonso and Stroll? Sorry, Alonso and Gasly. No, I'm sure it's Doohan and Stroll. Or it might be Alonso and Gasly. No, that was Alonso and Gasly. Nice bit of racing by the both of them, that. We're on lap 53. If I was Lando Norris, I'd just remain patient because it's clear as day McLaren will have the pace, to overtake that Red Bull later. So, yeah, just bide their time and wait until the moment's right. Because, like six, Norris, he's starting to close the gap a little bit already. As he's currently in DRS territory at the moment, Lando Norris. Yeah, you just feel that McLaren's going to be too strong for that Red Bull because no doubt about it, the McLaren has the best car. Norris Piastri still second and third. Oh, some ran wide there. I think that might be one of the Mercedes made an error. Need to see a replay that. Fastest lap from Max Verstappen, 1 minute 33.943. Here we go, Kimi Antonelli. Yep, it ran a bit wide there. Got onto the Ashley turn. Yeah, looked like he just locks up. Not ideal, Nat. You don't want to be locking up this early in the race, do you? Oh, Verstappen complaining about his upshifts are really bad. 1 Yuki Tsunoda 13 in the other Red Bull. George Russell closing in on Charles Leclerc. Come on, Ferrari. Well, yeah, and that Mercedes is actually quite powerful on this straight line. Big up Josh TJG, so you're on time. No stinking hugs for you, mate. Good morning to you, mate. Very true, that, mate. But anyway, good morning to you, Michael Chelsea FC. And yeah, I hope your stream goes well as well, mate, because obviously you're live as well. Quite a calm start, to be honest. The top 5 remains all unchanged. Norris actually had the better reaction time, but he just ran out of ring before he could make a move on Max Verstappen. Hang on, just being super cautious at the start. Bortoletto. All close making contacts there with Ocon. Here goes late. This is the wheel to action with Fernando Alonso. Nice bit of racing between the both of them. Oh, did they touch a bit there? Did they rub tyres on each other? But anyway, nice bit of racing between Gasly and Alonso. Liam Lawson got a bit out of shape there, which allows Yuki Tsunoda to make the move on him. Yeah, got it a bit crossed up there, unfortunately. On board the smooth operator, replay. Made a move on, I think it was the Hulkster. Verstappen starting to build the gap a little bit. But McLaren might be saving their tyres because I still think shifts should improve over the next 2 laps, or probably Red Bull 10 Max Verstappen. But yeah, McLaren, I just feel they dropped back a bit and saving their tyres. And then Norris will attack later on. My driver here catching up with Isaac Hadjar. Come on, Lewis, make the overtake, mate. Make it. Lewis Hamilton here. Go on, go to the move. Yes. Good move. Up to P7. Now, hopefully, he can go after Kimi Antonelli as well. And 2 Mercedes, his former team. Because Leclerc still remains in 4th place at the moment. My driver, Ollie Behrman, P10 as well. Had an unbelievable qualifying session. Of course, it's going to be interesting to see how long we can go without the grass fire, because about 3 times now, due to sparks on the cars, it's ignited fire to the grass for some reason. Max Verstappen, yeah, still slightly pulling away from Lando Norris at the moment. Oh yeah, our body counts out super clean at the start. You have to give the drivers credit for that. You really do. Ollie Bartman currently closing in on Alex Albon in the Williams. He's in DRS territory as well, Ollie Behrman. Go on, Ollie, get close to that Williams. And go for a lunge. Because your overtaking last time out in China was unreal. Two seconds now, over a 2-second gap. Verstappen now has over Lando Norris. Mind you, he does go well at this circuit, Verstappen, so either McLaren is holding back or shifts are a bit better. Understood. Yet Verstappen telling his race engineer, Gel Biassi, or GP, that his race and his upshifts are better. So that's a bit good news for the Red Bull driver. Yeah, it's even McLaren are holding back, or Verstappen is just like a master in this circuit. I'm surely know McLaren are going to try something different or up the tempo, but Oscar Piastri's closing in on Lando Norris. Will they be allowed to race? Verstappen with a new fastest lap, 1 minute 33.526. Will the two McLarens be allowed to race, or is it going to be papaya rules? We'll wait and see. But sometimes McLaren do papaya rules. Leclerc beginning to close in on Oscar Piastri, so if Leclerc can get close in DRS territory, hopefully he could make the overtake. Oscar Piastri, P3 at the moment, still. Yep. Norris courses ahead of Piastri in the championship. So it'd be interesting to see which driver gets top priority. The moment you'd imagine it'd be Lando Norris because obviously, he's leading the championship and he's higher than Piastri in the championship. I hope the two McLarens are allowed to race. I mean, things very interesting. Swing operator closing in on one of the racing bulls. Liam Lawson. Looks like Sainz has got decent pace. It's possible rain lap 20. Doesn't change our plan. Oh, might get a bit of rain in lap 20 then. So in about 11 or 10 laps time. Because we're currently on lap 9 and 53 at the moment. Yep, 9 and 53. Liam Lawson still under pressure by the swing operator Carlos Sainz. We're on lap 10 now, 10 and 53. George Russell, P5. Lando Norris, 1 minute, Racing Green, 5-1-2. Oh, Stroll in the pits. Wow. A very early pit stop. A good stop, 2.6 seconds. Good stop there by the Aston Martin mechanics. Very good. Russell closing in on Leclerc. Looks like they're holding the top 5, really, just being super cautious in the moment, happy to maintain position. Axe Albon, these shifts are so bad. What have we done to them? It's been the start. It's been shit now. Yeah, the same. Okay. Same time being talking about it. Axe Albon not happy about his upshift. Your current holder is Verstappen first. Norris, Piastri, Leclerc, Russell, Anthony, Hamilton, Hadjar, Albon, Behrman, Alonso, Gasly, Tsunoda, Lawson, Sainz, Hulkenberg, Ocon, Doohan, Bortoletto, and Lance Stroll is your top 20 at the moment. Russell here still closing in on Charles Leclerc. Russell's going to be in DRS territory soon. My driver only 7 at the moment. It's going to be interesting though. How long can Ferrari keep these two Mercedes at bay? Because we clearly just do not have the race face at the moment. Evidence is starting to show. We were going to add the upgrades this weekend, but it looks like we left it until Bahrain. But yeah, I'm expecting that Mercedes to make a move at some stage, to be honest, because looks like it's definitely got better race face than what we got. Or is Leclerc just pushing that Ferrari too hard at the moment? Norris starting to close the gap to Verstappen a little bit. And now it's up to 2 seconds again. On the start and finish, there we go. Russell has DRS on Charles Leclerc. Lap 13 out of 53. Big up to every single one of you like and locks in this morning here in the UK. Much appreciated. My first ever live F1 watch-alongs this weekend. I did Friday practice one, I did qualifying yesterday. Now I'm doing the race. Of course, like, if you are new to our YouTube channel, why not consider hitting the subscribe button if you enjoy Manchester United content and me talk about loads of other things. And please subscribe as well to my F1 channel. Link is in the title, it's in the description, because I need 50 subscribers to be able to live watch alongs on my F1 channel now. So this is why I'm doing that on here temporarily. My F1 live watch alongs until I get up to 50 subscribers on my F1 channel. But also please subscribe as well to my football channel. Link is in the description. And in the description to this video and pinned on top of the live chat, I have a channel membership. Yes, I have a level 1 and level 2 membership. So if you wish to become channel members, they help fund our YouTube channel. You can find all the information pinned on top of the live chat if you wish to. But yeah, you know me, I'm not one of these YouTubers who forces memberships or super chats, but sometimes I do gift out memberships because I like to give you guys an opportunity when whoever the lucky ones are in the live chat gets 1 month's free membership. You get to know the ins and outs and how membership works and that. So yeah, I always like to gift my community because my community is elite. Pierre Gasly's family are currently watching the Alpine Garage. Max Verstappen in a moment. still remaining comfortable. Piastri still closing in on Norris. Piastri's very close to Norris, actually. Russell still close to Leclerc. I just feel it's only a matter of time before Russell is going to pounce at Leclerc. Because it's clear as day at the moment that the Ferrari just, get him upgrades on the car, man. Seriously. It's been a very poor start to the season from my team. It really has. Last season, we took McLaren until the final race of the season in the constructors, but unfortunately, this year doesn't look like we're anywhere near title contention at the moment, unless we can really come on top of this SF25. Lap 15 to 53. Pit window lap 19 to 25. So, in a few laps' time, you may be seeing cars stop. Yuki Tsunoda 13th for the moment in the other Red Bull. But yeah, even though I absolutely cannot stand Red Bull, that livery they got this weekend is absolutely amazing. And the race suits as well. Norris currently almost 2.5 seconds behind Max Verstappen. Piastri still closing in on his teammate. Currently out of DRS territory at the moment. Tom Stannard, Oscar Piastri's race engineer, just showed on the pit wall. Yuki Tsunoda closing in on Pierre Gasly, the Alpine. Hopefully he'll be able to clear that Alpine very soon. Currently has DRS. Surely no way he's making overtake there. Nope. But you feel Yuki Tsunoda, he remains patient, he can make an overtake. Yuki Tsunoda still closing in on Pierre Gasly. It looks like everyone is just biding their time at the moment. No one willing to make any overtakes. Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda. Of course, Tsunoda in DRS territory at the moment. The swing operator here. What happened here? Did he make a mistake? Yep, ran onto the AstroTurf. A bit like what Kimi Anzali did earlier on. 1-1, really close now to Pierre Gasly. You feel 1-1, if he takes his time, that Red Bull, he should, in theory, be able to breeze past that Alpine. He's just got to bide his time a bit. We've got 1 still in DRS territory. As the Japanese crowd cheering on their home favourite Yuki Tsunoda. Our main time loss to Verstappen is the hairpin, but you and Oscar are very similar. Norris looks like he's slowly starting to pull the gap back to Max Verstappen. As the pit window is open in the next lap, so it would be interesting to see when cars do go into the pit lane. Smooth racer Carlos Sainz is still closing in on Liam Lawson. We're on lap 19 now. Norris being told to stay out at the moment by his team. The smooth operator is getting very close now to Liam Lawson. Race control, Sainz incident, leading the track and gaining an advantage noted. Oh, so could there be a possible penalty for Carlos Sainz? As he left the track and gaining the advantage? It's been noted by the stewards. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to investigate it. It just means it's been noted. The clarity radio. Well, keep on extending the gap. Yet to the back. So yeah, Ferrari hoping Leclerc can extend the gap to the two Mercedes, it looks like. Of course, yeah, very quiet race so far. My driver in second. Lewis Hamilton, Ollie Behrman still 10th as well. Lando, mate, the pace is really strong. Keep it up. Well, he is starting to slowly close in on Verstappen. We're on lap 20 now. Box. Russell being told to box by his Mercedes crew. Russell comes into pits. Verstappen, you want me to push or not? Yeah, we can push now, Max. Thing is, how much race space has that Red Bull got? So I still think at some stage McLaren's will make an overtake. Well, one of them will anyway. And Norris is definitely closing the gap. It's definitely getting close to DRS territory. Box, Piastri being told to box. So in comes Oscar Piastri in the McLaren. Of course, they're right to the bottom in the pit lane. last season's Constructors' Champions. Good stop. What a stop that was by the McLaren boys. No further investigation, the car off sites leaving the track and gaining an advantage. There's he backs off at the right time. So yeah, they decided no further action then with the sync operator. Okay, that's fair enough. Of course, Lando Norris at the moment has the fastest lap. You see that little purple white clock, and that means they currently have the fastest lap time. Leclerc being told to box by Ferrari. Norris in the pits, Verstappen in the pits as well. Wow. Both of them coming in at the same time. The top two in the race. He's going to do fastest. Norris, good stop. Verstappen, good stop as well. 2.3 by the McLaren boys. Oh, Norris has put a wheel onto the grass. He nearly dropped it there. My goodness me. Norris was pushing a bit too hard. It looked like desperate to get ahead of Verstappen. Norris saying forcefully off. Okay, we're on it. Oh, need to see a replay of what happens, really, because that happens a bit too quickly. But Norris was literally on the grass. Antonelli currently leads at the moment. Lewis Hamilton second. What happens here? Well, that's a good stop note by the McLaren boys. See, green light. Did Verstappen shove Norris wide? Gave him a little squeeze, but I wouldn't say there's a lot in that, to be honest. Did he move his steering wheel? Oh, bit of controversy there between the top two in the championship. To me, I didn't think there's much wrong in that, to be honest. Right, Verstappen gave him a little squeeze, but really? Was it really enough to force him off the track? Yet Norris still complaining. His McLaren team saying we're on it. So they're probably communicating with Lando drove on the grass. He, someone just said in the WhatsApp group I'm in, Lando drove onto the grass. Verstappen also he pressed the pit limiter off too early. There's no way that was legal under the max. Wow, it's all kicking off a bit between, like I said, the leading two in the championship. Let's see from this angle. To me, Norris, literally to me, drove on the grass himself. Stappen may gain him a tiny bit of squeeze. Come on, man. What on earth is that all about? Kimi Antonelli currently in the lead. The moment in the Mercedes. My driver's second, but my driver's yet to stop. Into the pits comes Yuki Tsunoda. A set of softs going on now, or is it the hards? 2.9. Yep, a set of hard tyres going on for Yuki Tsunoda. George Russell closing in on Fernando Alonso. You expect that Mercedes to clear that Aston Martin quite quickly. Because clearly that Aston Martin has not got the same pace as the Mercedes in this very moment in time. Russell here closing in. Not quite close enough yet. Russell here. Good bit defending there by Fernando Alonso. Alonso a bit wide. Hill, Alonso going into the pits now. So Russell clearing at Aston Martin now. 2.6, good pit stop by the Williams boys. Alonso now takes the pit lane. 4.7, bit of a slow stop that. The same for Pierre Gasly as well. 4.8. Looked like one of the tyres was stuck on. Or the wheel gun wouldn't work properly. Honestly, you guys make like ridiculous and Fairman's hospitals. Yeah. Well, pit before then. Well, Alex Albon not very happy, is he? Because he was on the team radio earlier, sounding a bit rattled. As you are coming into the pits. Lando Norris fastest lap. Pit. No further action. So they are not investigating the Lando Norris and Max Verstappen incident. Well, to me, it looked like there was nothing wrong with it. So knock on currently catching up Isaac Hadjar. Carlos Sainz. Oh, massive lock up there by a smooth operator. Again, goes wide in the same corner as earlier on. Onto the Astro turf. Kimi Antonelli still out in the lead at the moment in the Mercedes. And my driver second, so these two are still yet to pit at the moment. So they're going quite long, Hamilton and Kimi Antonelli. They said no further action on the pit exit. This means you'll have to overtake him on track. You're doing a good job. Better job than he is. Give me Ancelotti. Be interesting to see when he pits. Youngest striker anchors lead the Formula One race. Of course, he's only 18 or 19, isn't he? Give me Ancelotti. Is he going to go into the pits now? Nope. Still stays out at the moment. In Ancelotti, the time deleted. Turn 17. Must have ran wide, exceeded track limits. Noted Carlos Sainz. Noted the length of the track. Gaining an advantage. Again, noted means they're not going to necessarily investigate it. They've just noted it. Williams making a move on this Albert. Alex Albon passes one of the kicks Albert cars. Bortoletto. Yeah, Yuki Saito with a little error there. Locks up but went on to the AstroTurf. Which has a bit frustrating. I honestly don't see how there was much wrong with that Verstappen and Norris incident. I really don't. No further action for Carlos Sainz. Alex Albon. I'm going to take Tessa and knock on. Up to P11 now. Twenty-three or 22 laps remaining. This Japan Grand Prix. Isaac Hadjar closing in on Carlos Sainz. Isaac Hadjar going for the overtake. Oh, what a move! Very good move that by Isaac Hadjar. Sweeper operator went quite defensive, but Isaac Hadjar was not going to be put off by that. What an overtake by the Racing Bull striker. Good overtake. Isaac Kanjar to P9. Housen locks up a bit there. Verstappen's been released. My driver coming into the pit lane now. Hopefully the Ferrari guys will make a good stop. 2.2. Good stop by the Ferrari guys. Well done, team in red. That's a good stop. And Housen locks up. Albon really gets past his teammate. Probably looks like Williams used team orders. Finally, Kimi Antonelli is into the pits. Verstappen resumes the lead. Decent stop by the Mercedes. 3.1. 1 minute 31.754. Verstappen passes that. Alexander Albon. P10. Now chasing down Liam Lawson in the racing rules. They're currently 8th and 9th at the moment. Mm. 20 laps remaining. Alexander Albon passes Liam Lawson. He's up to P9. Lawson down to P10. There's Hanson P7. There's Hanson closing in on Anthony, hopefully. Yeah, fair play to Anthony. They know the number of laps he led. Very long stints. Norris closing the gap to Verstappen a little bit. Glasses lap Oscar Piastri, 1 minute first on point. 4-2-2. Antonelli makes an error there. 2.9, Liam Lawson. 2.6 for Sainz in the pits. Norris definitely slowly starting to close in on the Red Bull. Did Verstappen make a little error? Because Norris is definitely closing in, and so is Oscar Piastri as well. 18 laps remaining. Lewis Hamilton still closing in on Kimi Antonelli. Ollie Behrman. Oh, did that Williams change direction twice? If so, that's really poor driving by this swing operator. Because you're not allowed to change direction twice. You see McLaren still behind the Red Bull. But how's that Red Bull got the pace to keep the McLarens at bay? Or will the two McLarens pounce at some stage? Verstappen, just to confirm the message, it wasn't clear already. We are happy for you to push more here. Oh, okay. Red Bull happy for Verstappen to up the tempo a bit. They must feel he has the tyre pace. And so they starting to pull away from my driver a little bit. Swing operator making a move. Yeah, my loyal subscribers just said in the WhatsApp group, MUFC Racer, now known as F1 Fanatics, just said, this has been an insane weekend, Max. It really has, completely outperforming that Red Bull. That Red Bull should be nowhere near leading the Grand Prix. But he is squeezing the best out of that package. Here's a replay swing operator here. Overtaking the racing bulls. Good move. Team Radio. We haven't heard much of Hamilton on Team Radio in this race. Car science class is that 1 minute 31.106. Wow. Norris, my tires are fine. Oscar Piastri still closing in on Lando Norris a little bit. No, you still can't rule out one of the McLaren's winning, to be honest. Lando Alonso P11. Just outside the points at the moment, Fernando Alonso. I mean, Stroll last. What are we doing here? He clearly does not like this circuit, does he? Lance Stroll. I mean, let's get the narrative right here. This is definitely Lance Stroll's bogey circuit. I mean, he's been decent the last couple of races, but this weekend he's fully back to usual settings, isn't he? And I have gave him credit the last two races. But yeah, it's been poor. Very poor by Lance Stroll. Lap 39 to 53. Currently 14 laps remaining. Max Verstappen still leads in front of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. He suggests engine braking +1. Yeah, you've already told me. It looks like Leclerc having a couple gremlins there. His F25. Being told to try a different engine mode. The kicks Albert. Hulkenberg and chasing Jack doing the Alpine. Yeah, and the Alpines 13th and 14th, not really had the pace in this race, to be honest. Two Alpine cars. Verstappen still keeping the two McLarens at bay at the moment. Verstappen team radio. Verstappen. I mean, if he wins this race, this will be absolutely unbelievable. I mean, the two McLarens have clearly got the fastest car out on track. But how is he outperforming this Red Bull? This is insane. This is mega by Max Verstappen. Unreal. Piastri, though, still closing in on Norris. What do McLaren do here? Do they release Oscar Piastri and try and let him go after Max Verstappen, or do they keep it as it is? Piastri, in the moment, looks like he's got more pace than what Lando Norris has. I know Norris is ahead in the championship, but you want to win this race. Lando Norris still P2 in the moment, but at some stage McLaren will use the team orders. Because if Piastri has more pace, then surely he can go after Max. What do McLaren do here? It's going to be interesting. In Haas McLaren, I would take a punt. Release Oscar Piastri and see if he can go after Max. So he's clearly got more pace at the moment than Lando. DRS, Oscar Piastri, DRS on Lando Norris. The moment the two McLaren drivers holding position. The 11 laps remaining. Max shows them well going for speed through S3. Restricts his run away before potentially DRS. Generational drive needs to win this. Oh, mate, I agree. I think it's Michael who just said that in our WhatsApp group. Yeah, mega, honestly. Ten laps remaining. 43 out of 53. Oscar Piastri still lapping faster than Lando Norris. Just take a punt, for fuck's sake. Yeah, that's what I say. Verstappen team radio. Just where Piastri quite close to Norris there. Is this where Lando Norris? Is he going to release his teammate? At the moment, not willing to release his teammate. I mean, yeah, it's clear as day that Piastri has more pace. Why aren't McLaren on that blower to Lando Norris saying, get out of the way? 8 laps remaining. Can the two McLarens do anything about Max Verstappen? Well, I'm honestly shell shocked McLaren are not being on the blower for asking Lando Norris to move over for Oscar Piastri. It just seems madness to me. Utter madness. Clearly, one driver is faster. Release them because you can go and get the Red Bull. Just don't understand McLaren's strategy here. They clearly got the best car, so one driver is faster. To me, it's a no-brainer. Release them. Like if my team were in this situation, Ferrari, I'd be screaming for like Hamilton to release Leclerc, even though I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan, or vice versa, the other way round. If Lewis Hamilton was faster than Leclerc, I'll be screaming for Leclerc to release Lewis Hamilton. Aston Martin currently moving out the way. The leaders. Is that Lance Stroll? Oh, the McLaren leg jangling a bit in the garage. Shaking leg. Norris. Is he slowly closing the gap here on Verstappen? Is he close to DRS territory? The Red Bull. You got the McLaren mechanics leg shaking, and Red Bull mechanics hands shaking. Very intense. Norris not quite in DRS territory yet. It looks like they have closed the gap a little bit to Verstappen. Is Verstappen's tires starting to go off here? Big up to Adam Dahl 2025. Good morning to you, mate. Thank you for joining me this morning, mate. Much appreciated. Yep, we currently have 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 56 laps remaining in this Grand Prix. The two McLarens are definitely slowly closing in on that Red Bull. Are we going to have a grandstand finish here? The Red Bull mechanics on the pit wall looking a bit nervous. Is Verstappen starting to run out of steam with his tyres? Or McLaren just all of a sudden upping the tempo here? Thinking, right, there's about 6 laps remaining. We're not messing around here. Let's go after him. Norris still not quite in DRS territory now. Norris needs to be in DRS territory. Oscar Piastri has DRS. Norris still not quite having DRS. Piastri still lapping faster than Norris. Come on, Oscar, overtake him. Yeah. Oscar Piastri's got the pace. I just don't understand. Yes, I know it's early in the season and that, but Anthony went a bit wide there. He did that earlier on in the race as well, onto the AstroTurf. I mean, if McLaren release Oscar Piastri, surely he can get into DRS territory and give it a go. Can me Anthony, I'm going to navigate, mate. Good lads, Bono replied. I still can't believe Bono is with another driver now. It's crazy. After all these years, he was with my driver, Lewis Hamilton. Oscar Piastri here with the DRS. Is Norris going to release him? Norris harvesting energy? No. Still, the McLarens remain as they are. I am shell shocked. I really am. Because Oscar clearly has more pace. Sweep operator Carlos Sainz, Nico Hulkenberg, and the battle here. And this is McLaren are wasting so much of an opportunity here. I mean, fair play to Max, though. He has been good this weekend. He is unique. He is a talent. But you feel McLaren bottled it in qualifying. Now they've bottled it in the race, not using team orders. There's a couple of people been saying in the WhatsApp group I'm in, which I agree with them. It's ridiculous. Oscar Piastri has the pace. You have an opportunity to get the Red Bull because it's not like it's getting out of sight, is it? I'm mind blowing by McLaren. 3 laps remaining. There we go. Family member bringing in a cup of tea into my bedroom. Very nice. We're on the penultimate lap here. Oh, Norris here. Is a late charge is there by Lando Norris. Adam Norris, Lando Norris's father. Looks like Oscar Piastri's dropped back. But this has been an unreal weekend by Max Verstappen. This car should be nowhere near the pole position, and for it to be pretty much leading the whole race. It just goes to show he is a unique talent, Max Verstappen. Unreal, unbelievable. Max Verstappen about to start his final lap. I just don't understand how McLaren did not release Oscar Piastri, because surely the pace Piastri had, he would have gone for an overtake on that Red Bull. So it's bizarre to me why. Maybe they're thinking they want to try and allow them equal opportunity both at the moment. Wow, Max Verstappen about to cross the finish line as he's about to enter the final corner here. What a mega weekend, honestly. Absolutely unreal. What a machine he's seen this weekend. Super Max crosses the finish line to win the Suzuka Grand Prix. He keeps the two McLarens at bay, and then Charles Leclerc will cross the finish line in fourth. I mean, solid, I say. That's the best he could have done in that Ferrari. So, yeah, to finish ahead of the two Mercedes there, Leclerc, that is very solid. I'm very happy about that. But we still got a lot of work to do. At the moment, it still doesn't look like a car what's going to compete for the title at the moment. It's like, hurry up, a team in red, get them upgrades on. But yeah, the two Mercedes 5th and 6th, Lewis Hamilton 7th, Hadjar 8th, Racing Bulls in the points. Finally, they scored some points this season because their car is really good. Liam Lawson 17th, not the best race by him. Tsunoda 12th. I mean, a little bit of progress from qualifying yesterday, but I'm sure he'll be disappointed to miss out on the points. But Max Verstappen, take a bow. How on earth he stuck that on pole and got this car as a victory? Unbelievable. Wow. Supermax too, right? Unreal. Unbelievable. Here's Max Verstappen's team radio. Of course, I got the sound off because I don't want to get done for copyrights. We'll carry on watching it for a bit, but then obviously when it gets to the podium and that, I want to hear the national anthem. Unreal. Absolutely unbelievable. This is why he is currently the best driver on the grids. I mean, to get that car to pole in victory, where it should be nowhere near in that situation, unbelievable. Just he is unique. What a talent. Kimi Antonelli as well. What a good Grand Prix by him. Did run wide a couple of times though on the AstroTurf, but a solid weekend by Kimi Antonelli. And that stint was mega when he was leading. So yeah. Mm. Oh, that's a nice cup of tea. That's good stuff. Driver of the day. Wow. Yuki Tsunoda got driver of the day. Okay. Personally, I would not give him driver of the day. I guess because it's his home Grand Prix. I mean, they got to get rid of that driver of the day. Oh, it's so rigged. Max Verstappen just climbing out of his car now, ready to celebrate with his Red Bull mechanics. I mean, you just have to give him a round of applause, don't you? Just this is why he is a four-time world champion. And if he keeps performing like that, he's going to be a five-time world champion at the end of the season. McLaren had the quickest car, but yet they still couldn't find a way past him. I mean, surely in the debrief, Oscar Piastri is going to be asking questions of why I was not told to get past Lando Norris because I could have got Max Verstappen because his pace was really good. So, yeah, I don't understand that. I really don't by McLaren. Just, yeah. Yep, Max is just a machine. I just put in the WhatsApp group because he is. That was unbelievable. Of course, like his them overalls, the white and red suit looks very nice. Of course, Oscar Piastri still thinks that Norris forced him wide in the pit lane. So it's going to be very interesting that. Of course, when they're talking, I will mute the mic because I want to hear what they're saying. Oh, here we go. Oscar Piastri now said he didn't quite understand the team's plans, so surely he knows he should have been released. Here's Lando Norris talking now. Of course, Oscar Piastri just said in his interview that, it was hard to race in that instant in the pit lane. Interesting. Max Verstappen just said it was very tough, because he had the two McLarens. Big up to you, Kai. Good morning to you, mate. This is why Lando will never be champion. Yeah, I agree. Because it's like, why on earth did McLaren not release Oscar Piastri? Because Oscar Piastri clearly adds more pace. I mean, what were McLaren thinking? Seriously. Can you tell me the common logic behind it? Because I'm struggling to wrap my head around why McLaren did not release him. Because surely a driver's got more pace. You release that car to go after the race leader. I mean, let's get the narrative right here, people, yeah? It's absolutely getting the narrative right. Just wow, unbelievable. And here we go in the cool down ring. Let's just listen to this. I'll mute the mic a second. Max just said in the cool down ring, that's an expensive lawnmower when Lando Norris went onto grass. Oh, that's savage by Max. That really is. That's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious what he just said in the cool down ring. But the podium just starting now. Obviously, when they get on the podium, I'll mute the mic again because I want to hear the national anthems. So I do enjoy listening to the podium. But big up to every single one of you line logs in this morning. Much appreciated. My first ever weekend to do Formula One live watch-ons. Another historic moment for the Mr. Joshy J. Army. So just coming out onto the podium now. Yep, so I'm going to mute the mic, listen to the national anthems, and yeah, and I'll put the sounds back on after I've watched the podium. Yo, big up to you, Mirage. Good morning to you, mate. Thank you for joining me this morning. Yep, had the mic muted then because I was just listening to the national anthems. But yep, Max Verstappen wins ahead of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri. Charles Leclerc P4, I gotta say, as a Ferrari fan, I'm very happy about that. He beat both the Mercedes, and clearly our car is slower than the Mercedes at the moment, so that's a really solid result by Charles Leclerc. Russell fifth, Anthony sixth, and then my driver seventh, Lewis Hamilton. You know, I'm still not really happy with my driver at the moment, because this is his third race now, so surely he should be starting to get grips of the car. It's like, when are we going to start to have that conversation, that the possibility that my driver is literally just not got it in him anymore? I mean, of course, I don't want to be too brutal on him, but you got to start maybe calling out Lewis Hamilton because, it's clear as day he's struggling in qualifying and he's still not up to grips with the car yet. So, yeah. I mean, when do we start having that uncomfortable conversation? Fernando Alonso slightly improved weekends by him. Lance Stroll, though, absolutely terrible this weekend. Back to usual settings, in my personal opinion. I mean, what are we doing here? Seriously. He was, excuse me, absolutely nowhere in the Grand Prix as the champagne is currently being sprayed. The McLaren drivers and the Red Bull drivers celebrating with each other. Norris literally splashing his best mate in the face with champagne. Of course, like Max Verstappen and Lando Norris, they're good friends in real life. You see away from the track, so yeah, they would have enjoyed doing that. But yeah, absolute masterclass by Max Verstappen. Unreal. Just goes to show the levels in the moment. Why he's clearly the best driver on the grid in the moment, Max Verstappen. Of course, the Alpines today, they didn't really have the pace, did they? Racing Bulls, I am delighted Isaac Hadjar got into points. Because, Racing Bulls got a really good car, and how they've not scored points the last couple of races is beyond me. Well done. Absolutely had Liam Lawson's number this weekend, Isaac Hadjar. Of course, this is Liam Lawson's first weekend back in Racing Bulls. Yuki Tsunoda, P12. I mean, a bit more positive from qualifying, but, literally, he should be doing a lot better than that, in my personal opinion, in the Red Bull. Being frustrated he missed out on the points, I could imagine, but, overall, still a big improvement than what Liam Lawson did in that Red Bull, I tell you. But it's clear as day in qualifying, that second Red Bull seat is literally cursed because you had one out in Q2 and the other one getting pole position when it shouldn't really be getting pole position. But Max is in all. They just showed that incident from 21, Saudi Arabia 21. Wow. Between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. Never forget that moment. The Bahrain Grand Prix. So that's next weekend, and 11th to the 13th of April. So we go racing next weekend as well. Back to back. And yep, that's the Japanese Grand Prix done. On my F1 channel later, obviously, I will be doing a race reaction, and then I'll be doing driving ratings and team ratings tomorrow as well on my F1 channel. And then obviously a preview from the Bahrain Grand Prix. And yeah, probably going to post content every day this week on my F1 channel. I did my qualifying review yesterday. The qualifying review I seem to only do on shorts because it's nice to do a bit of a mixture of normal uploads and shorts. I feel qualifying, it's not really worth talking about the qualifying for about 5 minutes, so I just choose to do it on shorts. Obviously, when I do my driver ratings and team ratings and that, I go through all the drivers and all the teams and their ratings over the weekend. But another big event today, the Manchester Derby. Here we go. Just as I was talking about it, Sky Source are just advertising it. Manchester United versus Manchester City. Build up from 4 o'clock. Of course, you got Fulham versus Liverpool first. And Monday night, Leicester against Newcastle, which I will be live on my football channel for that game. Looking forward to that one. Newcastle against Leicester. Of course, and possibility Newcastle could still get into Europe yet. But big up to every single one you've been watching this morning. Much appreciated. Not many in the live chat, but I hope you've enjoyed it anyway. But to be fair, it was quite an early start, so I wasn't expecting loads and loads in the live chat, to be honest. But Kimi Antonelli, fastest lap, 1 minute 30.965. Of course, if they still had the bonus point for fastest lap, he would have earned an extra point, but they got rid of that now. But yeah, here we go. They're just showing Max Verstappen crossing the finish line again. I mean, I'm running out of words to describe this driver. Absolutely unreal. In a League of One. Let's get it right here, people, yeah? It's absolutely getting the narrative right. But, I will be looking forward to when I can go live on my F1 channel. I mean, I don't mind doing live watch-alongs on this channel because I used to always do F1 videos on this channel. But, to make it less complicated for my subscribers and that, I should be looking forward to when I can start live streaming on that channel. So if you are an F1 fan, make sure you are subscribing to my F1 channel. Link is in the title, it's in the description. Please subscribe as well to my football channel. That's in the description. And also, if you wish to become a channel member, that's pinned on top of the live chat and in the description to this video. But yeah, big up to every single one of you live logged in this morning. Much appreciated. I mean, the Grand Prix itself, it wasn't a really very exciting Grand Prix, was it? I mean, let's get the narrative right here, people, yeah? Let's absolutely get the narrative right. And if I was Oscar Piastri, as Kai said, I would ignore team orders the rest of the season. Yeah, too, right? Because you feel that McLaren, with the fastest car, if one driver is faster, surely it's a no-brainer to release that car and go after the race leader, Max Verstappen. But nope, they bottled it in qualifying and they bottled it in the race today. I mean, Lando Norris, I'd love him to be world champion, but this is why, in my personal opinion, at the moment, he's not got the capability of being a world champion because he makes too many errors and that. Of course, he could still win the championship at the end of the season. Of course, he could. I'm not saying he doesn't stand a chance. He's got every single chance. But it's like he needs to cut back on these silly errors. If he can do that, then with McLaren having the best car, and if he's out in the lead, ahead of Max, getting the elbows out, keep him at bay. That's what you got to do. You want to be world champion at the end of the season. But yeah, Racing Bulls, even though they didn't score points in the last couple races, I've been impressed with them. Their car looks really good. It really does. And I bet you Max would still put that Racing Bulls on the podium if he was in the Racing Bulls. That is how good he is, honestly. Just wow, sensational. But Yuki Tsunoda, the positive thing is for him, he did have a clean weekend, and finishing 12th, that's higher than what Liam Lawson managed in any of his races, isn't it, in that Red Bull? So, yeah. I mean, when he gets used to the car and that, I think Yuki will be in the points, no problem. But he still wouldn't be anywhere near Max, I don't think. Or who knows, if he does have the car in that, then yeah, he could be closer. But exciting times, it really is. But obviously, my team Ferrari, like I said for Leclerc, decent result, P4, because we're clearly slower than the two Mercedes at the moment. I mean, let's get ours in right here. And Leclerc was able to beat them. That's unbelievable. Fair play to Charles, yeah? Absolutely fair play to Leclerc. Oh, hang on, got something on my screen. There we go. Just clear that off. But yep, I'll be back streaming today. Obviously, we've had an emergency meeting talking about the Manchester Derby. What's the emergency? It's my emergency, okay? If I want to put emergency meeting in the title, I will put emergency meeting in the title because it's my own stream. So, yep, I'm going to talk about the Manchester Derby. I'm going to do the match reaction as well later on. So, plenty content to come today. I'm going to talk about the race on my F1 channel, do a race reaction as well. So, yeah, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button. I am wrapping this up now, people. Thank you all so much for watching. And, yeah, Max Verstappen, an absolute machine. And I will see you later on. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.